So we are recording.
Yeah, doesn't have any of this cannot be used. This may or may not be used against you in the court of law.
So I can say something incriminating right now and Thomas Gunn will cut it.
I might end up cutting this one, but yes.
Oh, Cameron will cut it.
I don't
trust you. I trust Thomas. I don't trust you.
Thomas, you heard it here. He special requested you to edit this, and this is why I mailed this to you. It's in his mailbox right now. I took a thumb drive. I took a thumb drive, and I downloaded this onto it, and I stuck it in his mailbox.
Just please cut this down, kisses.
One more, much love, much love, much love. But see, when you sway, you're moving away from the mic.
Shut up. God, I want to fidget.
Yeah, but
I have no cards to flick. No, I did just want to say that I told my wife that you had invited me to be on the podcast, even going into the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she had told me that, oh, great. This will be the first Magic the Gathering podcast that I ever listened to. It's probably going to be the last as well. So I just want to say, hi, B.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah. Cameron, please be on your best behavior.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast. We talk about your favorite format, Pauper. This is episode. I actually don't know what episode this is.
You should have looked that up, yeah.
No, we're recording this out of order.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
So this is like Schrodinger's podcast episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's Schrodinger's cat on my desk.
That's Schrodinger's croissant right there.
So I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler. We are on an episode of some number. It is Sunday, 10 p.m., August 3rd.
Guys, I've stayed up past my bedtime so many days in a row now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
God damn it.
It is It is one day fresh of the Common Ground Cup. I am
the Pup Cup.
The Pup Cup. Why did that break you? Why did that break you? I don't even want to retake that. That's funny.
It's fine.
I'm joined by Zach Geraets, as always.
No one says my name that way.
How do they say your name?
Zach.
Oh, they say Geraets though too?
I think you're the only person who calls me Geraets.
That's insane. This is Zach Geraets. If y'all are listeners, I have referred to him. He's Baby Soft on our Discord channel. He's Baby Soft on Magic Online. He is a black-green fog menace. I have hyped him up before his Common Ground Cup, and he comes and he just wins it.
I try. I do what I can.
Knew it, dude. I freaking knew it. I was big congrats, dude.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It was a sick room, 67 people. We had 67 people for the cup.
It was dude, yeah. I know all of us who had been there who were waiting for the event to start. I know I was up there with you guys setting up for the stream and everything, and I was helping out a little bit with that. And I was just looking at the top decked app and just seeing low 40s, just mid 50s, just oh yeah, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna have 7 rounds. And then I realized, oh fuck, we're gonna have 7 rounds. I
was more than happy to break 7 rounds. That was really sick. It was really fun to see the number going up and up and up.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah.
A couple of days I checked it, we only had 30 something.
I think I was, because I was so paranoid because I had bought a plane ticket, and I was because at that point it hadn't it couldn't register yet, and I was just I don't want to buy a plane ticket and then not get registered, and everyone, because everyone was in the Discord was talking about it, and you guys were hyping up, and then it gets posted, and I'm the third one to register, and then I stay the third of 3 people in it for a week straight, and I'm just oh, I didn't have to worry that much about it.
Yeah.
It's Magic players, we're all just gonna sign up last minute.
That is real. That is real. Again, I couldn't be happier that you won it, man. I hyped you up.
I appreciate it.
You and I go way back to way back, a few years back,
like 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel that was like a very transformational time for me as a Magic player. I think you coming into the shop like made me a much better player.
Dude, you were good when I got there. You knew what you were doing.
I don't think that's true at all.
We cannot have this podcast just be each other glazing.
It's gonna be
one another the entire time. People are not gonna want to listen to that.
No, that's true. Side tangent. I think there's like 3 transformational periods where it's
and I'm
Preston,
one of them. Yeah,
yes,
thanks.
Preston and Gavin at our store, you coming in, and then like me moving here into Nashville and just like, oh wow, everybody's way better than I am. Like I joke a lot,
Sure.
be like, oh, I'm so good, but like no, the scene here is incredible. I think we have a lot of talented players here,
dude. Actually, that's been the best part of this weekend. Is just getting to come out here and meet like all the Nashville crew and like see all of those like
they're
good
incredible
people. They're all so freaking cool.
We cubed today. It was fun. So,
I Anna and I, we were in the finals together yesterday, and we were in the O2 finals of the Boomer Cube today.
I can't even. That's insane. You just crush the tournament. Both of you crush this tournament, and then just cube next day, crap the bed.
Yep,
that's awesome. So, dude, you had an incredible tournament weekend. Why did you pick the deck?
Because I've just been playing it for the past 2 months, and I didn't play anything else. And I kind of realized about 2 weeks ago, it's like, man, I am just gonna play Fog, aren't I? Like I was gonna get around to testing some other decks.
What drew you to the deck? Like, because from my knowledge, you didn't play a ton of Pauper. Yeah,
so I got back into Pauper. I originally started to play the format when I was in college back in like 2018, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Hippo sometimes makes references back to that era of Pauper, and I get really nostalgic because that's when I like first got my
Hippo might be stuck there.
Yeah. No, shout out Hippo. But yeah, that was like the first time I got my Magic Online account and like just trying to buy into a format because I wasn't aware of rental services at that point, nor do I think I would have trusted them or anything. Like at that time, just like Pauper was like $20-$30 for a deck. Like, yeah, I could do that. I was just a college student. Like I could afford that. And that's how I first got into the format. And then I started trying to do like a little bit later as I got more into Magic in my local scene there. I started playing in like RCQs and that type of stuff. Kind of played more modern a bit. But then kind of just with like the pace and the way that the WotC has handled format management, especially for those RCQ formats like modern and such.
To be fair, like, in the South Dakota scene with the RCQ, especially when it started, you could only host one a season at the beginning. It was I was already here in Nashville. I moved away already, but
yeah, like we literally had
2 shots within 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we had Sioux City and we had Sioux Falls. And there's only one shop in Sioux Falls that would do them. There was another one. I don't know if I've told you.
Nerdvana?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to shout out. I don't think the store exists anymore.
It's terrible. The guy was a total creep. If it exists, do not go there. Do not support it.
It was so bad because it was literally the first weekend that we had RCQs again, like after like post COVID, and like the first weekend that they brought them back that you could have one,
or just brought back the competitive system at all.
Just at all.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, oh hell yeah, like I want to try and get on the pro tour. Let me go to this store. And so I go and like I'm texting one of my college buddies, Carter, and he was like driving. He lives in Minnesota. He was going from Bismarck over to his hometown. He stopped through Sioux Falls. We were gonna play the tournament together, and like he shows up there, and then I think a couple guys from Yankton show up there, and then some dudes from Des Moines, Iowa, drive 4.5 hours to come here. And then there's 8 of us in the room, and there are no Sioux Falls locals. Like there's none. It's just us Yankton guys, a dude from Bismarck, North Dakota, and then some guys from Des Moines, Iowa. And the 4 guys from Des Moines, Iowa are like, well, what the hell is happening here? Like I have a wife and kids and I have a dream of the pro tour. Like, what are you doing to me, man? And like the store owner was just incompetent.
Did he say that?
Yeah, no, he literally gave a speech of like, because we had been like, no, yeah, we can totally do it. And he was like, wait, guys, nope, we can't do it. And he did that 3 different times. It was embarrassing. It was so bad,
dude. Wow. But how'd you get back around the Pauper?
Right. Yeah. So I kind of ended up falling out of Magic a little bit. I still listen to like all of my podcasts and stuff. I kept up with like news and stuff, but I wasn't really playing as much anymore. I still had my Moto account, but like I had like lowered the tiers of it. I should say I got like a Mana Traders subscription but like I dropped it down to like the lowest tier because I was just like, I don't know, effing around playing cube or whatever with it. And I just wasn't taking any of the competitive scene seriously anymore. And I was like selling my collection down. And then I knew that you did like this podcast. And I like actually started listening to it at that point because I was just like, yeah, okay, like
he's a friend, I'll check it out, whatever.
I'll check it out. And like you guys got great chemistry and like you're good. This is good. It's good. We're eating good in our ears when you guys post this.
Thank you.
And it like reinvigorated, like you guys talking about and your passion for it, like kind of reinvigorated. It's like, oh yeah, I remember Pauper. Like you know what, Modern Horizons 3, they do have some interesting comments. Let me jump back into that. And I jumped back into the brood scale format. And I fell in love with that deck.
That deck was sick.
It was fire.
Like, besides it just cannibalizing, like, being the only good combo deck.
Yes.
The deck was really fun to play.
Yeah, no. And, like, I even got to, like, F around with it a little bit because I liked playing, like, a generous Ent Exhume package. A straight black-green list.
I do remember.
I should have actually played that in some challenges because I did really well with it. I think I could have, like, actually had some success with it if I had, like, tried. But, like, and never got there before I got banned. But I just got hooked on playing Ichor Wellspring and sacking it to Deadly Dispute effects.
Yeah.
And that's basically what led me into playing Fog afterwards is because like, oh, that's just the other deck that does this.
And why not Wildfires though?
That deck's lame.
Fair.
Like, I don't know. It's cool.
But it plays Writhing Crystal. It's like
it's just such. I don't know. It's just so boring. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No shade to any like Wildfires players out there. I love you. I'm a Turbo Fog player. I want you to keep playing your deck. It just doesn't sing to me the way that Turbo Fog does. I don't know. There's just something weird about Fog.
And me and you both share like a really weird love for this deck.
Do you think we're like neurodivergent or something? And like Fog is
our really passionate about Magic.
Fixation?
I think just like the really passionate about Magic part might be part of that.
That might be a signal.
But
of
like
something.
A special branch because we like the Sicko deck too, maybe.
Yeah.
There's something about. I've said this a lot in the podcast in the past when talking about this deck, but when you play something like Turbo Fog and you say, here's this axis of the meta that really cares about attacking and trying to lower your opponent's life total to 0 in the fair way with Mono White Weenie, even Tolarian Terrors, they have to attack to kill you.
Yeah, most decks in the format do care about combat.
Exactly.
Like as an axis of their game.
And you just say, this part of the game, I do not care about. I am not going to interact. Like, you have to interact with your fog spells, yes, but this is a part of the game I'm not going to interact with.
You get to do it so efficiently.
And it's so effortlessly.
Like when they're having to dedicate like mana upon mana and like cards upon cards to the battlefield, and you can answer that with a 2 mana instant speed fog effect and like still have access to all of your resources to do other shit like draw cards and make treasures. Like that's really powerful.
And real quick for people, maybe every episode someone's first episode or whatever.
We should actually go into the deck. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what does this deck do? You don't have to do a straight breakdown. I think this is a very, very easy deck to understand because we talked about it where it does. All the cards do like one of 2 things. Yeah.
So my first kind of like successful outing that I had with Fog was one of the weekend challenges, one of the Sunday events, where I got top 4 out of like, I think that it was 7 rounds. So it was at least 64 people in it. It's like decent turnout for a challenge. And I was playing 69 card meme Fog because I kind of had this philosophy of, well, the deck is literally just Fog spells, the card draw engine, lands, and then there's a couple of 1-ofs in the deck. Like you have the Stream of Thought as like an actual win condition. You have a Toxin Analysis to be able to give your Crypt Rats a little more flexibility with killing big things. Like outside of that, those are just types of cards. They're not specific cards that you need. They are versions of cards that like it doesn't matter which one you have. So like if you have like 8 total versions in the deck, you don't care which specific one it is. So you can increase the total bloat of the deck as long as your land counts are good. I think I added like 4 lands to the deck, maxed out on Crypt Rats, got an extra Toxin Analysis, and then a few more card draw spells and fogs. But, oh, Croissant.
I had to kick Croissant out of the room.
He's just a baby.
I know, he was messing with the audio interface. I'm like, I don't want to mess this up in the middle of it.
I'll give him love later, don't worry, Croissant.
Oh, I know. We know you will.
That is my child now, too. But yeah, no, so I think because of that, I was able to just kind of like add this bloat. The deck still felt great. And yeah, I did well. And that gave me the confidence to be like, okay, like if I can play a 69 card version of this deck, I can try and like actually like tune it, get it to a place where I would feel pretty comfortable bringing it into a competitive setting and trying to run it there. Because I was thinking about the Common Ground Cup, like when I was running it through that event as well.
Okay, sick.
And yeah, so basically like Cameron was saying with like the fogs earlier, the main thing you're trying to do with the deck, and like it kind of breaks down as like there are 9 total fogs in the deck. There's Moment's Peace, which is probably the best one. It's just 2 mana.
It's 2 fogs.
Prevent
it has
all,
a flashback.
Yeah, prevent all combat damage by dealt this turn, and then has flashback for 2 and a green. Really good. It's 2 fogs. Tangle is probably the second best one because it's 2 mana, prevent all combat damage, and attacking creatures don't untap. So it's almost 2 fogs. Your opponent can play around that one if they know what's up. I think you can see on coverage in game 2 of my semifinals match, my mono white opponent started like swinging like very carefully. Anna also in the finals was really aware of this. She only swung with what she needed to for the most part. And that's the way to like make sure you still have attackers on the next turn.
So you don't get 2 for 1 by the time.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then the last one that I played is Respite. There are a lot of fog decks that play a 1 of Darkness, which is a single black for a fog, just prevent all combat damage. The upside of that one is it's only 1 mana. But I went with a second copy of Respite because I wanted to be a little more insulated against
I like
the red
that.
decks because I think the life gain just comes up.
I like that. The 1 mana fog never came up for me. It came up in the fact that
it's
I
literally
planned
come
around
up
it
for me once in my time playing it, and like there have been moments where like, okay, I only have 3 mana, I have a card draw spell, and I'm dead on board. If I cast this and draw Darkness, I live.
Yeah,
but like you're in a bad spot there anyway.
For the most part, when it comes up, it's because you're playing. You see the Darkness in your hand. You're playing around. It being 1 mana.
Yeah, you're maximizing the efficiency.
Yes,
it gives
if you just have a 2 mana fog,
there are upsides to it. But yeah, I went with a Respite instead. And then I play 10 of the card draw spells. The Fanatical Offering, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Fanatical Offering.
Yeah, that's the one that makes the map.
Eviscerator's Insight.
Yep, and then Eviscerator's Insight, and then I play 2 of Reckoner's Bargain, which is the one that gives you life gain based on what you sack.
Okay.
And then 4 Ichor Wellspring. I play 3 Limbus, and then I can never remember the name.
Mycosynth Wellspring.
Is it Mycosynth Wellspring? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mycosynth Wellspring, which I liked, and I have liked for a bit. There's some fog lists that run Heaped Harvest, which is the 3 mana when it enters, search your library for a basic.
I found it a little
when you sacrifice
clunky.
it, search your library for basic, and it actually like ramps you. It doesn't put it to hand like Mycosynth. Wellspring.
Yep, Wellspring.
Got there.
Lattice is the big
Lattice,
one.
yep.
Yeah, Lattice is not a common.
Nope. But yeah, I never really understood the point of wanting that. It is a food, so you can pay 2 and sack it to gain 3 life.
And
so
do
like,
the rampant growth
Yeah,
thing.
and still do so it's like 5 mana, ramp 2
vegetation.
lands and gain 3 life on its own, which like it's fine.
I felt clunky when I played it.
I agree. And also like Fog is the type of deck that you're planning to get to turn 20. And so like what's the point of ramping? You're gonna hit that land drop anyway.
But the hardest part about the deck is getting out of the early game.
Right. And that's what I like
that's the game. Yeah. That's the whole cat and mouse of can I make it to turn 20?
Yeah. There's really this, it's not even turn 20 because like you've won the game if you get to turn 20.
Yeah.
You're winning the game on like turn 10.
I don't know. We saw you in coverage quite a bit. Not being able to maximize all these fogs and draw 2s because you couldn't find a heap gate.
I don't know. I never felt that bad, and
it looked a little sketchy in a couple you watching it.
If it looks sketchy, cool. I'm glad that some tension was there. I was not feeling too bad. Honestly.
That's hilarious. You were never sweating.
Not really.
Oh man, I don't know. You look strained in a couple mana spots where I'm like, if you just had a heap gate, this would be wrapped up.
If I had a heap gate, would have been yeah. Would actually I could have like. Yeah, we could have gone home earlier.
Surprisingly, like true. Surprisingly, like one of the most like important cards in the deck is Heapgate.
It's honestly the reason why the deck can exist in the way it does, and it's the reason why Black Green Fog I think exists at all.
It's the Wing Edition. Secretly.
Yeah, it is because there is some blue green versions of the deck.
You know what filters mana? I didn't know it filtered mana. I probably played the card hundreds of times. I knew it made treasures, obviously. I didn't know it actually filtered mana.
I'm so disappointed in Cameron.
I have a podcast.
The man has played this deck
a lot.
I'm sure that it, like, I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. Like, you can spend 3 mana, make a treasure, and like that's 1 more mana than filtering it. But like, good Cameron.
That's hilarious. I've done that a lot too.
Like, good God.
I know.
You actually have done that?
Yes. None of my opponents have ever said anything. So they either thought I was stupid or they didn't realize it filtered it. Or they probably just saw me tap 3 because I'm like, I'm going to tap 3 and filter. And so they probably just like if they did know, they probably like, oh, like misunderstood them or whatever. You
That's
know?
so crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
So the goal is like turn by turn on their instep, you're making a treasure or 2 a turn.
That's right. And yeah, so really what you're trying to do is get to a spot where you're able to maximize the efficiency of your combat interaction, of being able to just like nullify their ability to kill you for 2 mana every turn. And then with the like 6 extra mana you have, you can make a treasure and draw 2 cards. Or you can make 2 treasures if your hand is already full and you would go to discard if you would draw more cards
And
or something
say
like
they
that.
cast a couple spells, you cast a fog, a draw 2. Here's a weather storm. I'll gain
15.
12
to 15 is usually kind of where you want to cast your weathers.
Very rarely you'll get like, sometimes you have like 2 weather storms have a really big turn where you gain like
That's
21 nice. And then 24 after.
Yeah.
Those are like, wow, this is locked.
I have ended games before at like 100+ life, and it's like, yes.
And so all of this is building. How do we close the game?
Sure. So the reason why the deck is 61 cards is because that 1 card is Stream of Thought.
The worst and best card in the deck.
Worst and best card in the deck. The reason why the deck works and the reason why you have to mulligan some of your openers.
You do not want that card in your hand the first 30 turns of the game.
No.
Like, actually.
Like, kind of actually, yeah. Yeah, so Stream of Thought, like we know from High Tide, like Stream of Thought is kind of what also makes that deck as potent as it is. And Fog is kind of just doing the same thing High Tide is doing, but with a different approach. We're using a mana engine in the form of Heapgate. We're making treasures over time, keeping ourselves alive for that time so that we can maximize it. And then we're killing our opponent in one go with the Stream of Thought. And the reason why Stream of Thought is so good is because it's really hard to interact with.
Because of the replicate on it.
Because of the replicate.
You can't counterspell it.
I had multiple games where I could have presented a lethal Stream of Thought on my opponents, but they were like, I played against a lot of blue decks, and I was just thinking, well, if they have a counter spell, they counter one of them, and I'm 2 cards short of milling them out, and then they kill me with what's on board, and I'd had to tap out to do this, and I just die. So I would just
But Fog gets itself in these scenarios where you're not in a hurry to win.
Right.
Like you said, the game is locked up.
I could have ended the game there, but I also had 2 more Fogs in my hand, so I also could just keep playing the game.
Exactly. You probably have Fogs. You probably have draw 2s.
Get to a point where they still have to draw for their turn. Like, they're still playing the game, and like, I'm still making treasures.
And if things ever get so drastic, you have these campfires, which can shuffle your library back.
That's true. I forgot to mention some of the tech stuff. Like, Campfire and Weather the Storm are part of the life game package.
Patches.
Package.
Oh,
God.
patches.
Patches of Houlihan. No, so Weather the Storm and God, I'm so thrown
Campfire.
off. Campfire. Jesus. They're kind of the honorary fogs of the deck in that if your opponent has like a Furby in play, Campfire is a fog.
If your opponent's not swinging, like after you Crypt Rats them, it's like almost banking Fogs
Campfire,
in a really weird way.
Campfire and Weather the Storm, because of Crypt, I forgot to mention Crypt Rats. Oh,
we'll get back to that. Let's talk.
We'll get back to it.
We'll come to it.
Crypt Rats is a really important part of the deck, and you need to be able to make sure you can put yourself in situations where you can still activate it, because Crypt Rats deals you damage too. So you have to make sure you have life total to work with to account for that. And I feel like I never board out both Campfires because I always want to make sure I have access to at least a little bit of passive life gain.
Yes, and one way to shuffle in, just as a complete failsafe.
It's never come up for me.
Oh man, I guess
that's not true.
I'm insanely paranoid about it.
Yeah, that's actually not true. I actually did have, I think in my first round of the Common Ground Cup that I actually played, because I got to buy round 1 because
But even then, when you've like gone through so many of your fogs and you know there's only a few left in your library and you still haven't found your Stream of Thought, and you're looking at a graveyard full of fogs and draw 2s, because you're not putting things. The only things you're putting in your graveyard are fogs, draw 2s, Crypt Rats. You are happy to draw
shuffle
any of those.
You can shuffle back in pure action.
Yeah,
in a lot of game states. Yeah.
Like you just do that, and your deck is potent, and you can play the game for another actual 30 more turns.
Yep.
So I like having that aspect. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was saying that I think it was one of my Dimir mid-range opponents. I think in the first round I actually played in round 2. I had a Campfire on the stack, and they were like, "Oh no, I've played Turbo Fog. I know what's going on here. And they counterspelled it. And in the moment, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't think you should have counterspelled that. That's probably fine. But like, the card has a reputation of just like making games go longer and like whatever. But like the card itself isn't actually it's not part of your card advantage. It's part of your like keep myself alive in the form of keep my life total high and also keep my deck full.
Your survival in a really weird way. It's
campfire.
It's
It's a long rest.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, it's almost like they had good flavor for Baldur's Gate. That was sick.
Yeah, that's really. I've never thought about that. That is really funny, and it has the sick commander text line on it.
It does, and I had multiple players comment on that. I was just like, "Yep."
Was Ellison one of them?
I think so.
That's awesome. I love that. We love Ellison here.
I especially love Ellison. He put up with a lot of my. Yeah,
he's great. I'm glad. It was so great to see like worlds collide a little bit too. So that was a blast. So it's really important for one getting. I think like, again we mentioned the hardest part of this deck is getting out of this transitioning from early to mid to late game, or the hardest parts of this deck in Campfire can help insulate you through that early game, like banking up fogs in quotes. Like if they haven't hit you yet, you're at 22, 24, 26.
Yeah, you can use your life total for a resource.
Exactly.
You don't have to be fogging every
turn. The first, we see a lot of that on coverage. We see you do that a lot on coverage. There we go. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Where you're like, okay, I'll take like 16 and like go to 8 here.
Yeah, there's times when like Weather the Storm literally does act like a fog. Like I think I had one game against White Weenie where they were kind of like, they had a bunch of we were pretty deep into the game. They had cast a bunch of spells. I think I got a Weather for 15 life or something like that. And they had like 14 power in play or something. So like that's a fog. Like I can let them hit me once.
Yeah.
And like it's fine. And also like it's not like White Weenie has a lot of reach as far as like burn or anything like that. So like I can get my life total get pretty low against them. I just have to make sure I can Crypt Rats to wipe the board if I need to.
I was just about to say, I think the best fog in the deck is really Crypt Rats. In a really bizarre way.
So that's like kind of the interesting thing is that Crypt Rats makes it so you don't need a fog for every turn of the game. You just need to fog until you find Crypt Rats.
Yeah, exactly. Because you want to build yourself to the position where you've built up a bunch of mana either through heap gates or it's just mid game.
Just making your land drops.
And and maybe you only need Crypt Rats X equals 3 or Crypt Rats. Usually the time I activate it's 3 through 5. There are these big swing cases where you're activating for 17 and you're at 20 and your opponent's at 17. You're just killing your opponent.
I think in my White Weenie match, I think I literally was like had the Crypt Rats and was like activating it, and then I realized I have 9 treasures. My opponent's at 11 life, and I already have an activation of Crypt Rats for 5 on the stack, and I'm at 17. Oh, okay, just
whole priority do it again.
Yeah, lethal. Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. That's like top respin top.
Yeah, exactly.
What did I put back on top there? That's insane. That's cool.
No, yeah, but if you want, I can run through my tournament quick because we're kind of like dancing around like different parts of it.
We are. Okay. I feel like that would have been the vibe.
Yeah, but, sure.
Like just the importance of Crypt Rats of a deck is insane because it's one. It gets you out of that mid game once they've built up a board and you wipe their board and you're like, wow, I don't need to cast a fog for like 4 turns. Maybe I already insulated my life. So if they untap and say they were playing around it a little bit by not overcommitting and they go like Furby, Mirror Enforcer, and that's 10 power on the board. Maybe you've been like campfiring and Weather Storm while you've been fogging. You're like at 30 something. You're like, okay, I can take like 6 hits of this.
Well, yeah, and that's another part of that is that
not 6th. If you're at 30, you can't take 6 hits of 10. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, I get it. Your opponents who like kind of know what you're doing and understand, like know that Crypt Rats is important and will like hold like their resources in their hand and like won't commit more than they need to the board. And so on the one hand, that kind of means your Crypt Rats is worse, but it also means that your life gain effects, like your campfires and your weather storms,
it's easier to manage. It's easier to manage.
Yeah,
your life
exactly.
total.
They're not pressuring you as much. You can take more hits. You can save more fogs. You can also get into some situations where like, oh shit, like I'm at 6 and they're attacking me with a Mirror Enforcer. Is it okay for me to go to 2? Because then that means I have to fog for anything that attacks me.
You got to be very careful against any deck of burn or makeshift munitions.
It's true. Yeah, if there's
if
any
you're playing
of that,
against makeshift munitions or
you want to be at 10 at least.
Yes, like you have to assume your opponent has makeshift munitions in hand at all times and can untap fireball you for whatever. You got to be very cognizant of like if my opponent has makeshift munitions and they have like 10 artifact lands in hand, can I let them or 10 artifact lands in play, can I let them untap and play the munitions and hit me for 8?
Well, and not even that. You're actually in even more trouble in that situation because they probably have creatures, blood tokens, blood fountains.
Yeah, but you can only
too,
do it for how much mana they have.
It's true, but like they will go to your end step. Like they'll just play it, won't do anything, go to your end step, and then on your end step they'll sack all of their non-lands to deal you damage, then untap and sack everything to kill you.
Yeah,
like I've had that happen
lands
to me.
Last.
Where,
Yes.
Luffy did that to me.
Ouch.
Yeah, for Xaxes. God.
I don't think you're the first nor the last.
Man's a monster. And man's crazy.
I wanted to run through 3 scenarios real quick. The Crypt Rats.
Okay.
That just I think take the card. The card's insane already. We've already talked about it.
Turbo Fog is the Crypt Rat stuff.
Oh, I agree.
Like maybe
Gardens out of it with Crypt Rats.
I was going to give Gardens more credit, but okay.
No, I don't. I think Turbo Fog takes advantage of Crypt Rats way more because you make way more mana. We already talked about Heap Gate. You want to make this mana engine and build up towards Crypt Rats or Stream of Thoughts to win the game.
Yep.
That's the whole goal of Fog. But like 3 scenarios of Crypt Rats, I think really bump it to the next level. Basilisk Gate.
Yep.
Map tokens.
Yep.
And why did I forget it already? Please help me.
Oh,
Toxin analysis. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, toxin analysis, how does that work with Crypt Rats?
Toxin analysis, I actually don't love the card in Fog. I think it's a little more important with like Krark-Clan Shaman and Wildfires because Krark-Clan Shaman is actually asking you to sacrifice resources. Like you have to sacrifice permanence and you're not going to get that back. Crypt Rats, you're just paying mana into it so you can develop up that resource.
But those treasures are resources you don't get back.
That's true. But like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like I can get the game to a spot where I can Crypt Rats for X=5, and that'll kill most things in Pauper. It's a lot harder to do that
with Krark-Clan Shaman.
Yeah, exactly. So Toxin Analysis goes a lot further there, but I do think because of the existence of things like Terror and things like Gruul Ramp and just like big creatures, it is really helpful to have the Toxin Analysis there. Also, the deck just has a horrible matchup against Mono Red Madness, and any form of life gain in a burst it is just like a Hail Mary that can like give you some sort of chance of winning in that matchup.
And if you make it to a mid-late game and your opponent like taps an interaction and you go Crypt Rats Toxin Analysis and you can pop it for 5,
you win. Yeah.
Yes, you gain. If there's 5 creatures on the board, including Crypt Rats, you gain 30 life there because it pings you for 5s and that cancels out the 5.
Yep.
And then 5 life for each creature and 5 life for your opponent. 5 times 6 is 30.
Yep.
So you gain 30 life there.
Yes.
So like whatever X equals for each creature on the board plus
gross.
Your opponent, that's the life you gain.
Yeah, that's good.
And like didn't you like send me the screenshot where you're at like 400 some life on Moto?
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, it was.
And like it doesn't come up a lot, but when it comes up, you're
it's
like
sick.
Yeah, it's like this is the best thing to do ever.
And like the thing is Toxin Analysis is technically a cantrip. Like it investigates, like so it's not
true.
It's not the worst card. But no, the map tokens from Fanatical Offering and Basilisk Gate are themselves, in my way of playing the deck, are also a win condition. Because if you have a Crypt Rats with a +1/+1 counter on it, and you can just spend 1 mana to deal 1 to everything.
Pestilence.
It's just Pestilence.
it's
a Pestilence that can attack.
It reminds me of Pestilence Guardian of the Guild pack.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I think that's how I won the finals match.
Because there's
Anna, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of X1s in Coggates, and there's a lot of X1s in the format.
Yeah.
So if you're able to like on their turn ping them for 1, on your turn ping them for 1, and just have this looming threat of just I can deal 1 to everything, including us every turn.
Yeah.
Comes up quite a bit.
And Basilisk Gate even then, like you can do it. Typically you're gonna have 3 or 4 gates in play, so you can then do Crypt Rats for X=3 to 4. Like just whatever.
Way more.
I'm saying you can do it for 1 less than Crypt Rats toughness after you pump it with Gate.
Yes, okay.
And then you get to keep your Crypt Rats and wipe their board.
Yes.
You still have your board wipe in play. They can't add to the board until they deal with that and you get to swing and attack and
I
beat them down.
I saw a lot. My experience in watching on coverage, I saw a couple times where Basilisk Gate, pump it for 6 or 7, wipe the board for 4, everything's gone, swing in for 7.
Yep.
And you win. It's a game where your opponent's at 20 life, maybe a little more if they have some trinkety limbus and stuff going around. They've been cracking or whatever, but they're around 20 plus life because you're not dealing damage, and all of a sudden they're at 10. Or like 9. Like you turn that corner of the Crypt Rat so fast if you have the Basilisk Gate. It's crazy.
And honestly, that is the reason why I have thought about not playing Stream of Thought, is because you can like rely on Crypt Rats and Basilisk Gate, and you can rely on that as a win condition. But there are just some matchups where the Stream of Thought is the better option.
I think any Prismatic Strands matchup is you need your Stream of Thought.
Yeah, it goes a long way there.
Yeah.
Also, just like the counterspell.
And we
decks
saw
in general.
that line up in coverage quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is like
I haven't rewatched
needed-
my coverage, but you were telling me that you were a little skeptical of some of my plays against.
No, I think you played very well.
They did too. Was it Nick? Was that his name?
Nick, yes, the mono white player.
He was
yes.
very good. He was. I felt so bad because he was just like, man, this is the worst possible matchup
Oh,
imaginable for me. And I was like, I'm so sorry, man. He was just like,
it looked pretty. I think it was game 2 looked pretty close for a second.
Yeah, no,
then,
it was.
yeah.
It was. I don't know. Fog games never really look. I feel like fog games never look good from someone watching.
I love them. I love to watch
Yeah,
them.
but we're both sickos.
Yes, but like the whole time I'm watching it, I felt a little biased. Not one because you're like a good friend of mine, but like two is like I'm putting myself in the fog player's seat and I'm like, what would I do here?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what needs to happen? I feel like I know the role of the deck pretty well already too, so it's easy for me to sit there and watch it and be like, oh, I know what's gonna happen.
Sure.
I know what he's gonna do, So it's like I know I can see this game from. It's one of those decks where I feel come from enough to say I can envision the game 5 turns from now.
Yeah.
And like if you can feel
Well, it's a type
comfortable,
of deck where you can do that to some extent.
fairly easy because you know what you're doing.
You have a very predictable game plan.
You're playing draw 2s and fogs.
Yep. Yep.
Somebody put in chat like, I wonder what fog's gonna do. And then you cast Stream of Thought for lethal. And I'm like, not. And they said play another Thog. And I was thinking, wrong. Stream of Thought for lethal. That was really funny.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do a little quick tourney recap?
Yeah, I can run through it. I didn't take too many notes.
Yeah. You don't have to go super in depth.
I guess the first thing that I want to address.
Your 100% game win?
That wasn't what I was going to say, but yeah, I did. I
didn't lose a game.
I literally played the least amount of Magic possible because I think when the tournaments, hear me out.
You won the tournament by
hear me out.
You can't say
so
that.
When the tournament
O2 drop.
When the tournament started, I thought it was 68 players, but then on my screen it says round 1 bye, and I'm like, what? We had an even number. How? And so I'm looking around, I'm like asking like judge and I'm just, oh wait, 67. I do have a buy. I'm gonna go get Mexican food.
That's yeah. I'm in the coverage booth, and all of a sudden I get a picture of Zach eating food, and I'm like, I thought there were 68 players too. I'm like, did he lose already? I'm like, what happened? Because he didn't win already. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. So round 1, that's the best time to get the buy.
No, it's because you only get a buy if you lose. Like past
it's
that.
the only time you want to buy. Like honestly,
it makes your breakers incredible too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then after
it's
that,
not losing a game, but
true. Round 2, I play against Blue Black mid range. They were on Gurmag Anglers and Tolarian Terrors. And
Sneaky Snackers.
I don't know if they had Sneaky Snacker. I don't remember for sure. They might have. They did not have Spell Starter Sprites. That was my round 3 opponent who had that traditional
Fayless Black Blue Fey.
It wasn't full on Black Blue Fey because they also had Talarian Terrors. No, they
interesting.
They had 1 or 2 Talarian Terrors. That was more of the mid-rangey, modern age, discard snackers, that kind of value-y blue black pile. That is it. Barf who plays that one on Moto, or I don't remember for sure.
Yeah,
who plays that one? I'm sorry. But that was round 3. But round 2, mid-range game. I'm feeling pretty comfortable in that game. This is the opponent that countered my campfire, and in the moment I was kind of like, that wasn't the important card, bud. I'm sorry. Goes to my graveyard. I think I cast a draw 2 after that, and sack a Wellspring to draw 3 like immediately after he counterspelled it, and I was like,
that's yeah. We'll circle back to that in a second.
But that game was the one game of the day that I played that I was like looking at the clock, because I had like my mana engine going. I was like making 2 to 3 treasures every turn, and I had the Stream of Thought in hand, but I was also just like eyeing the clock, and I was remembering what you had told me, because I've never played this deck in paper before,
which is wild to me.
I've only played it on Magic Online, so I just been like clicking, and like you have on Magic Online you get 25 minutes to complete the match. So like you have to be. I have lost games playing Turbo Fog to the clock where like I have a win or I am winning, but like I was like dinking around or not prioritizing being fast, and so I lost because I ran out of time. But like that's
a very interesting difference between Moto.
It really is, because
that's not a resource.
Yeah,
here.
and I was
it's a shared resource here.
I was sitting and I was just like, I have won this game. Like I know I have won this game, and my opponent hasn't realized it yet because I haven't put Stream of Thought on the stack. And I'm looking and I'm seeing it's like, okay, we have 30 minutes left. Okay, we have 26 minutes left, or however much we had left. And I'm just like, I'm just going to keep sitting here until I need to put the win on the stack. or whatever. And I think I ended up playing a Crypt Rats and getting a Basilisk Gate on it and wiping their board. And they were like, yeah, that's good enough. I'll concede. And I was like, oh, shoot, I could have dragged that out a little longer. And then we did go to time at the end of that. I haven't talked about my sideboard. Guys, I had a Raven's Crime in the sideboard, and it put in work.
Yeah, it did. So you boarded in Raven's Crime.
Yeah, and the idea behind that is Last Rites is sort of the traditional anti-combo card, because High Tide is such a heinous
let's
matchup.
get into this. I like the free throw. That's a band. The free form of this conversation.
Did you say free throw is a band?
Free throw is a band.
See, I thought you were going to say this is a free throw to transition into this other topic. Like free throw is like an easy shot.
It is. A free throw is a band, though.
This is your niche Midwest emo band knowledge clashing with my hoop knowledge right now.
Ew. So you mentioned combo matchup. You said that, and you're saying about Last Rites.
They aren't using the combat step, so how are we supposed to delay the game?
Exactly. We mentioned that our whole deck is built around saying your deck wants to put my life total to 0 by attacking. We don't care about that.
Yep.
Fog. But if a deck like
shut up, Fog.
Exactly. If a deck like Walls or One Man Spy, where it's like I'm gonna kill you. When
that
you're
was
at
a little
20,
different.
Yes, that one is a little different.
That was a little different because Weather the Storm actually does put in a lot of work there, and they
does.
can have a mid-range like creature beats plan where the fogs are still relevant.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And like my list runs 2 main deck Nile spell bombs, so like I do have some play. Like I feel better overall about that deck. I never ran into it, so I don't actually know how good I should feel. But I've played it online and felt okay about it. So.
That's very fair. But combo matchups in general, High Tide, Walls, where they're like
Mono Red Madness.
That okay.
It's bad.
But we
have like a 10% win rate against it. Why don't you attack with your Gutter Snipes? Why do you just gotta let them sit there and deal me 16 damage?
You gotta bring those snuff outs back in.
Yeah, great. I'll take 4 and you'll
die.
Still, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you kill me with it on the stack. Yeah. But those combo decks are killing you when you're at 20 and not caring about the combat step.
Yeah.
How do we combat those in sideboarding?
Some of it is just dodging. Is sort of my approach with Fog.
It's not impossible though.
Yeah, and like honestly, that's what happened for me. Is I got really lucky, which I feel like you have to do to win a tournament. Is you got to have some luck, but you got to be able to capitalize on it. But I was able to dodge any of those matchups, so I didn't even have to really worry about my sideboard cards to that extent, really. But you're really just trying to switch out as much of your fogs as possible for relevant interaction. So against like One Land Spy, we have like Fairy Macabres that we can bring in. We have Heritage Reclamation, which is that 1 in a green instant. It's either it's the modal one, destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or exile target card from a graveyard and then draw a card. Yeah, from the newest Tarkir. So we have options like that.
What are we taking out?
Fogs.
But like stuff like the Spy deck is casting creatures now.
True.
So like, are you still trimming on Fogs, or do you trim your Weather the Storms first against that?
No,
but
at the same time, I like the Weather the Storms because that's an answer to Lawless Giant a lot of the time.
Yes, and that's specifically against Spy too, so that one's a little interesting. But like say High Tide.
Yeah, all your fogs if you can.
Yes, because there's no creature beat down there.
Yeah,
so get all the fogs out.
High Tide actually has the most attention because 6 of my sideboard slots are to red blasts. I've got 3 Pyro, 3 red elemental.
Okay.
And that's also the reason why I go so hard on them is because I think some of the blue decks are a bit of a tough matchup. Like mono blue fairies, I think is a little tricky just because they're just so hyper efficient and like their interaction is on bodies and their card advantage is on bodies.
And it can be hard to resolve a Crypt Rats into that.
Really difficult, yeah. If you do, you will win, but you will only resolve it like 25% of the time, and that's your win rate in the matchup. Actually, is about 25%. It's just whenever you resolve Crypt Rats.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
But post board, when you get a bunch of red blasts and stuff, it can get a little better.
So it's a little different between every combo deck because every combo deck operates a little differently.
Yeah, there really are just like. Cycle Storm is kind of one where I'm just like, I don't have a ton of interaction for that. Weather the Storm is pretty good against them, but like if they know how to play around it, like it's not a catch-all. I managed to dodge the one Cycle Storm.
Oh, that's our buddy Devin.
Yeah, I heard Devin had a rough run. He ran into all the Fairies players for me. So thanks,
3
Devin.
rounds in a row he played against Mono Blue Fae and lost all 3.
Brutal.
He was cackling though. He was having a blast, which is really good just to take it as it is when that happens. Blasterites, the import of Blasterites in combo
Yes.
matchups is insane.
Yeah, and so Lacerites is the reason why I don't love it in Fog is because you're having to go down a lot of your resources in hand, which Fog really is like a hand resource deck. Like most of the game, you have 5 or more cards in hand.
I
So
think where I differ on that though,
go ahead.
is your resources in your hand are mostly meant to deal with the resources on the board and through the combat step. So if your opponent's not interacting with you through the combat step,
That's true.
if you're dumping a lot of these kind of mediocre leftover plan A cards,
Life gain and Fogs.
yes. If you're just dumping stuff like that, or even like Inviscerator's Insight into the graveyard where it has the flashback and the board's clear, I don't feel bad for both of us starting at square one again.
Sure.
Especially if the board's clear and I have an Inviscerator's Insight in the graveyard. I feel like I'm ahead in that.
I get that. My issue with it is I don't love going down on that many resources without having the ability to close the game quickly.
Fair.
Because
you just get back to the position where your opponent's combos you out.
Exactly. My view of it is like, yes, I will delay my opponent by 6 turns, but I am not going to be able to end the game in 6 turns, especially if I discard all of those resources.
But you're also drawing cards.
It's
Most
true.
of your deck is just draw cards.
It's true. And like, I'm not saying Last Rites is bad. I'm saying Fog has a hard time of taking advantage of what it's good at, which is getting both players hellbent, which then advantages whoever is like ahead on board. But Fog doesn't really get ahead on board very easily.
But that's why you bring it in against the combo decks.
Right. But that's the thing. If you're in a top deck battle, I like playing combo from time to time. I would take the top decking combo deck.
I would take the deck with a million draw twos.
maybe you and I just differ on this, but so the thing is I switched out one of my last rights for a Raven's Crime because I think Raven's Crime is a little bit better in Fog, because instead of all at once spending 3 mana, discarding half or all of my hand to discard all of my opponent's hand, instead it's when I have the mana available and the resources in hand, start shredding my opponent's hand and doing it over time as I'm still drawing cards and accumulating resources, drawing extra lands that I can feed to the retrace of it. And it's also a card that carries weight in mid-range matchups. So it's an additional card that I can bring in against something like, I did bring it in against the Madness deck, and I brought it in against like the mid-range decks, and I brought it in a lot actually, just because I felt like it let me kind of just slam the gate on my opponent.
Yeah,
like
almost like Liliana in Modern in old times.
Kind of, honestly, yeah, because it lets me attack at an angle that they're not expecting me to, and like if they're trying to like, hold back resources so they don't get blown up by Cryptos or something, I can punish that,
Okay, yeah.
And I like its versatility in the mid-range matchups, and I think it still carries some weight in the combo ones as well. So that's why I made that switch. I also just think that it's really in line philosophically with Fog, like as a deck, just because we are. Like, this is kind of something I want to get into. Like Fog is like one of the best economy style strategies in like all of Magic the Gathering that I've ever played. But like economy being like if you have like rush decks or aggro decks, and then you have like defense decks, and you have economy decks. It's kind of like the strategy circle of different archetypes.
Okay.
That sort of kind of emerge from strategy games. Magic being a 1v1 format. You guys had
depends who you ask.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you guys had that Who's the Beatdown episode the other week, which is like fantastic episode, by the way.
Thank you.
You always have someone who is pressuring, trying to end the game, and someone who is trying to stop that pressure and respond to it.
And sometimes in the case of Fog, the beatdown is the clock.
This is true. But the thing is, Fog will always position itself, or philosophically, Fog always tries to position itself as a economic defense strategy.
I like that.
You are trying to be anti-rush. You're trying to be anti-mid-range. Mid-range would be the center point of that circle, like not falling cleanly into the rush, defense, or economy. We're like in the middle. We're taking elements of each.
These are decks that people describe as the fair decks.
The fair decks, yeah. This is like your Glint Blade. This is your the blue-black mid-range decks. This is your
Wildfires.
This is your Jund Wildfires, yeah.
Then even some of the more aggressive decks like mono red aggro, maybe not mono red burn.
Yeah, if we're talking like more of like
Rakdos Madness.
Rakdos Madness, or if we're looking at like Rally Red or something like that.
White Weenie.
Yeah, those types of
those
rush
aggressive decks again that are focused on creature attacking.
The non-blue, non-red aggro decks like Elves, or the mono black sacrifice. Like all of those decks, Fog feels very comfortable into them. Once you start getting into something like Rush Defense, which is what I would say that mono blue Fae is, when they have that aggro element and that counterspell element that can keep you tripped up off balance, it gets a little tougher. That's why we need to have all the red blasts. And then once you have that aggro economy element, that's where you get into combo, where you get kind of that rush strategy, but the rush is accumulating resources to get to an overwhelming finish, like a Stream of Thought to kill your opponent. That's
High Tide, for example.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that access style of strategy just takes advantage of your slow economy, because both of you care about the economy. One's doing it slowly, taking advantage of the mid-range stuff and the aggro stuff. One's doing it very fast, like High Tide, and then fast beats slow if you both care about resources.
And like in that same strategy circle, like that's why High Tide is good against like the mid-range decks.
Yes.
Because the mid-range decks are operating closer to the Fog angle of like, we're trying to do an economy strategy over the length of the game.
And then why Rush Fair could be good against the Rush economy.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Or Rush Defense.
Kind of weird like quadrant theory.
Yeah, it is.
Instead of applied towards how good of a card is, applied towards strategies of a deck almost.
Exactly. Well, and not even like for cards, because individual cards will fit into each of those strategies as well. Like the card Ichor Wellspring is an economy card.
Yes.
It does nothing to rush. It does nothing to defense. It only draws cards. It is an economy card through and through.
While Spellstar Sprite fits into that.
That's that defense and rush. It's a hybrid. It's both of those at the same time.
I like that's a cool theory.
Yeah, it is.
Where have you heard this from?
I would shout out my notes.
Your notes was Zach Geraets.
Distraction Makers, not me. Distraction Makers, they're like game designers, Gavin and oh my god, I'm not gonna remember the other guy's name. They're both great. They've done art for Magic, and they talk about like other stuff, but like Magic the Gathering is like the best game ever. So they just end up talking about it a lot.
Cool.
So like
I've never heard of that, so that's like really interesting.
I would highly recommend them. That's where I got this idea of the strategy circle, which honestly is more of a triangle. It's got 3 points.
I imagine it as like a square.
Why?
Because we had the 2 economy decks, we had the 2 fair decks.
Oh, okay.
And then we had the defense aggressive deck. So a square.
You made a pentagon with your hands. I know this is an audio only medium, but you made 5 points. And I don't. And it was. Well, that was.
the perfect square. Oh god. Okay, so I like that theory, because a lot of times I'll hear Magic theory and like I can't remember who coined it. Maybe I think it's one of the limited podcasts, but they were talking about quadrant theory where cards can fall either in like late game.
Oh, like if is it good when you're ahead? Is it good when you're behind? Is it good when you're at parity?
Yes, exactly. That kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I think Magic's a little more complicated than that theory, where this is always a card I use to break Magic theory, where it's like Fable the Mega Breaker. It just does so much.
Yeah, that card is just
accesses.
text on text on text.
And maybe that's why it makes it a 10.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe, yeah, but...
Fable the Mirror Breaker is also one of those cards where it's like, it's firmly an economy, but also presents a threat, so you can maybe categorize it as rush. It's probably not a defense card.
Draws you into stuff late game.
Yeah.
2 flip Fable's pretty gross, but we're getting a little bit off topic there.
No, yeah, totally. That was a topic I wanted to hit, but like, yeah.
No, I like that a lot. That's really sick.
Yeah, no, Fog literally is trying to be that economy defense strategy, and like that is just inherently going to be weak against like the aggressive defense and the aggressive economy strategies.
I like that.
So like you're trying to, because like if I'm thinking of it as like rush as the point on top, as a triangle, rush as the point on top, economy and defense on the lower one.
So
you're trying to hit that middle rush.
Why would you say you have a good matchup against these blue-black decks? These blue-black, because I would consider those like rush defense in a weird way, because Terror turns the corners real quick.
So Terror, I would also classify as rush defense. I think the thing that makes that matchup slightly more favorable...
I guess I said more blue-black, so maybe let's focus more blue-black there.
The issue with blue-black is that they have removal spells in their deck, and you don't care about them. So they just have between 4 to 8 dead cards.
Versus something like mono blue Fae.
Exactly, where they have no dead cards.
Yes, they're interacting
They maybe have like 2 to 3 bind the monsters or something, but like they draw enough cards and like present enough threats that doesn't matter.
That makes sense. Okay, got you.
Yeah, and Terror also is just gonna. It's not like they're playing a 5/5 on turn 1. They're playing a 5/5 on turn maybe 3.
You get to set up a little bit.
You do. You get a little bit.
They
of
can have
time.
a fast Delver start or something, but
even then, Delver's not that scary.
and really
as Fog.
they have like 4 counter spells and then make like 3 flex
Soft
slots
permission.
between like dispels and spell pierces, and you can get out of spell pierces,
which are good. I would say that the Terra matchup is like closer to 50-50. I don't know if there is an advantage.
I
one
gotta
side or
imagine
the other.
there's a lot of room to mess up for both players there.
I think a lot of player skill does come into it. And if they're pure mono blue, I think they probably have a little bit of an edge if they know the matchup and know what they're doing. I think mono blue Terra was my round 5 matchup. And my opponent, shout out my opponent.
Well, we'll get into that. Let's go into Let's go into round 3. You got round 2 with blue black.
Got round 2, yeah.
We got into Ravens crime talk.
Got into Ravens crime.
No, get it back.
Talk about a defense economy card. Oh!
Yeah, that's a card that fights on access.
Anyway, gets me going. Right, round 3. That was also against a blue-black kind of mid-range deck with the Sneaky Snackers and the Spell Starter sprites, which when I saw the first Spell Starter sprite from... Actually, wait, this was a Team Hot Dogs player.
Oh, this was Ian.
It was Ian. Yeah.
Ian's dope.
I remember thinking like, shoot, like I'm pretty sure this is like an aggro team. I'm pretty sure they play some pretty like fast aggressive stuff. I know I saw one. I don't remember if it was this person specifically I'm sitting across from, but I know I saw one of them playing Mono Red Madness. I'm in trouble. It's okay. I'll just take my first loss. I've gotten pretty lucky so far. And then they play like Dimir Aquifer on turn 1, and I'm like, let's go. Okay, like we good. And
then Ian has played this matchup before. We've played each other.
Sure, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
I don't remember too much from that match, honestly.
The details kind of get fumbled up with Fog because you do a lot of the same thing.
I think it was pretty cut and dry. I know that we had a counter war at one point in game 2 where I had a second Red Blast.
I know you got hit by an Okuba Gang Shinobi.
Oh, I did. That's true. In game 2, I got hit by an Okuba Gang Shinobi because I tapped out at one point because I was thinking that I was fine. And I had to discard 2 cards, but I discarded 2 Moments pieces. And I think Ian was like, oh. I was like, this is not the worst that's ever happened to me.
Did it ever connect again after that? Or
nope.
No?
I think I fogged from there. I think I eventually Crypt Ratsed it. Fog thing. We did fog things.
Mm-hmm.
We got there in both games. Not much to say about that one. Oh, sorry, I don't know.
How'd you approach sideboarding that match? Pretty similar. Raven's Crime coming in.
I think I just boarded in the Raven's Crime and the 6 Blast effects.
What do you cut in that? Because you're bringing in 7 cards. Your deck all does similar things. Like fogs are important in that matchup.
Yep.
So what do you cut?
To an extent, kind of my approach with it is fogs are taking away combat, like that's their job to address the combat step. But a red elemental blast on a Tolarian Terror also, or a Murmuring Mystic even, also addresses the combat step in that it prevents the threat from being in play in the first place. And so it can serve the role of a fog, but it can also serve the role of making sure that one of my draw 2s resolves, or making sure like something important resolves, protects from counter magic. So I board out 2 respites. I board out some of my Weather the Storms, one of my Campfires. I think I might keep in 1 Campfire and then just board out the other one and the 3 Weathers, 2 Respites, and maybe a Tangle. So kind of like, and then you just bring in all the red elemental blasts because that's now your interaction instead of the fogs.
So how many fogs left over is that?
Probably 6. I would think.
So
the
4
moments pieces and 2 Tangles.
And so moments pieces are always the last fogs you'll trim.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever board them out unless they're literally dead cards. Yeah, High Tide, yeah.
And for the most part, are you trimming Weather the Storms before you're trimming fogs?
Generally speaking, yes.
But obviously weird case scenarios with 1 land spy.
Where 1 land spy would be the one where like I would probably board out a respite before I board out any of the Weather the Storms.
Weather Storm can put you out of range of a lot lift giant killing you from the combo. So that's a weird case scenario. But
and in that matchup specifically, maybe Campfire would go out before Weather the Storm 2 because it's a little slow to gain the life over time.
Yeah. But so that makes sense there. Round 4, what did you play?
I believe that was my matchup against Ellison, who was on Red Black Madness. And I talk about how bad of a matchup Mono Red Madness is because it's heinous. It's awful. But Red Black Madness, I feel like, is the polar opposite.
Front of the pod, Ellison. In front of the pod, Ian as well.
Yeah. Red Black Madness just lines up so perfectly into exactly what Fog wants to prey on. They play like 8 creatures that do relevant combat damage. They are relevant combat threats. So
okay. So you're talking about the imps and the sneaky snackers. They do play 4 Valdelon Epicures too. But
yeah, they do. Yeah,
you can take one for a while.
Yeah. But yeah, they play like relevant combat threats that your fogs are relevant against and can neutralize. And then you play your campfires and your weather the storms, and that like they're really good at like going long with you and like burning
because
you along the way because of their draw engine.
Spells.
Yeah, exactly. But you're just gaining more life than they're able to deal.
Where it differs from mono red, I think, is the damage ceiling.
Yes.
Mono red with the gutter snipes could do like
exactly
2 gutter snipes, and it could Kessic Flame Breather, and then you're in trouble.
If you ever tap out of 1 in a green, like to threaten Weather the Storm, they will kill you past turn 4. Is kind of the problem with that matchup. Is like you're just so hamstrung on your resources because you can never go down that, even if they're like chipping you down.
And you only have 3 weathers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Versus your 10 fogs. Or,
yep.
Yeah. So
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ellison was such a great sport. To like, I think
sport.
He really was.
Oh, this is your first match on coverage too, by the way. So
this was my first match on coverage. So you can go back and watch how cool Ellison is. When he at one point asked me, he's like, "How do you win?" and I'm just like basically saying, "Okay, so I'm gonna make a bunch of treasures, and then I have a card in my deck that'll mill you out." And he's like, "Good enough for me. Let's go game 2."
He's the chillest dude. Like he's the chillest dude there. I love that. That is Ellison behavior. I like that. He's like,
yeah, no,
prove to me you can win, and I will believe you.
He was playing well too. Like he was like recognizing his position, just like hard casting.
He's an incredible
like,
Magic
of the
player.
veins and stuff. Like when he realized like he had like windows and stuff, and like he wasn't pushing too hard into Weather the Storm.
He played game 2 very, very.
He really
well.
did. He really did. And I played it very poorly, and I didn't get punished.
And we did see you.
Yeah,
you let an Alms of Vein resolve and then cast it a Weather Storm, just like leaving you dead to like.
Yeah. It was bad.
Anything you were at 4, you let the alms of the vein resolve, put yourself to 4, and then on instep Weather Storm. And I'm like,
yeah, I literally said it resolves, and then as I'm reaching over to change my life tool, I thought that was stupid as shit. Why did I do that? I'm just like, I said I did it, and I just like go down. I was like, I hope I don't die.
That's insane. I saw that. I'm like, oh, he's a madman.
Yeah, my wife was texting me because she was watching coverage, and she heard you call me a madman, and she like in all caps was sending me, was like, they called you a madman.
That's so cool. That makes me happy.
Oh golly.
How did you board in this matchup then?
I had 3 Hydroblasts in my board for in case I ran into mono red madness. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, oh, hey, these come in here.
Kill the gutter snipes. Kill the Kessic Flame Breathers. Or
well,
whatever.
in the red black madness matchup, it's not even those, that. You're literally just countering their draw 2s.
Exactly.
And it's just so, it's good. Mm-hmm. And then a Raven's Crime. I think I boarded out.
We saw the Raven's Crime game too.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. We got to see it on coverage. Let's go, baby. Yeah, no, I don't even remember what I boarded out. I think I boarded out maybe a Crypt Rat, maybe a Toxin Analysis. It doesn't matter too much. Just trim around the edges, make room for it. You're like I said
Crypt
earlier.
Rats can be a little harder to capitalize off because if they do get a fast start, we saw Ellison kind of get you down to 7 at one point, game 2, and I mean Crypt Rats there, yes, is still good, but you can't leverage your life total as much.
Yeah,
once they're at 30 something with their alms, and then you're at 7.
Yeah, and like that's the type of matchup where like the Toxin Analysis
the burn's very relevant too.
Yeah, and like the Toxin Analysis is nice, but also like it's a one of that you don't need to play around, and like a Hydroblast is going to be better.
So you just get the Toxin Analysis out of there. Yeah. You sideboard out maybe 1 Crypt Rats.
Yeah, because like you still want some like to deal with the board, but like
and this is where Campfire really pulls its weight too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very good.
So we got there. That's where I say we, like I helped. You got there.
Round 4. Also 2-0. We have played 6 total games of Magic so far in our 4 rounds.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Round 5.
Round 5 was against Mono Blue Terror. I believe this is Bart in our Discord. I don't remember his name, but
Brute.
Thank you for correcting me. Great dude. He was so chill. He was telling me that like he's only been playing like Pauper or like even constructed Magic, I think, for like the past like couple weeks or months, I think it was. Dude's been practicing on Magic Online. I think
that's impressive.
The thing that tipped me off and like that made me think, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He resolved a Ponder. And then he says to me, I will decline to use its ability as he resolved it. And I was like, that is the text that shows up in the game log of Magic Online when you don't shuffle a Ponder. And I was like, what the heck?
If my opponent said that to me, I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah.
No, like that was really interesting because like he told me this was the first time he ever played this matchup. And like to an extent that showed. Like there were some elements where I was like, okay, I'm feeling comfortable here. Like I feel good in my position of like how this game is playing out. But then there were also some spots where I was just like, no, that was the correct play. Like he played very well. He was very heads up. He did a really good job with it. But yeah, just kind of got lucky. God drew a little better, I think. He wasn't too quick to get threats out, and when he was, I was able to just fog.
Keep the fog train going.
Yep, get my card draw and be able to keep everything going. Kind of a standard fog game, honestly. He actually had a very tactical concession. I think I might have successfully gotten a Crypt Rats off that wiped his board, and I wasn't winning yet at that point, but he like looked at the clock and was like, okay, let's go to game 2. And then at that moment I was like, hey, this kid knows what he's doing.
That's a really big thing to know about playing against this deck. Even Centillus, when we played trios, or it was after Pauper local, he said my biggest mistake game 1 was not conceding earlier. When you've kind of had it, you turn the corner, it's pretty much wrapped up, but for some reason I kept playing like maybe I can make sure munitions kill you, but it's like actuality you had a full grip, a bunch of draw twos, you're gonna wait till a big weather storm. It did not matter.
Yeah, shout out to again for the Who's the Beatdown plan. As soon as fog becomes the beatdown, if they have it locked up, you should concede. Like,
100%.
Especially in paper where they're going to be able to leverage the clock against you. Like, you need to make sure you have time to kill them 2 more games.
You need to win, 2 more games if you want the win. Yeah.
Like, this is not a time where you should be playing to your outs. Like, you are going to lose all of your outs if you let the clock become like a win condition.
If you go into game 2 with 20 minutes left, you either need to win the game very quickly. That favors
fog,
or they're winning 1-0.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. How did you board this matchup?
Pyros and Raven's Crime.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What did you take out?
A couple fogs, and it's just the same as against the Demir ones,
Weather
basically.
Storms?
Yeah.
Campfire, cut on that? Cut one?
I had 5 life gain effects. I think I went down to 1 campfire.
So I wanted to approach this real quick from, say, Mono Blue Terror, Mono Blue Face side.
Sure.
If you run into fog playing one of those mono blue decks, how should they approach the matchup? What are you scared of? How are they going to win?
Bring in your annuls. If that's at all a question for you, if you have them, bring them in, because that's the most important element of fog, is getting the Icarwell Springs effects and those Limbuses as like part of the card draw engine going, and just attack that angle of the fog deck. If you can stop them from being able to spin the wheels and like get further in the deck, they will run out of fogs. Don't touch the fogs.
Never fight counters over
just
fog.
Let them resolve unless they are literally dead. Unless you literally have them dead on board and they only have like 2 mana and they're like, or 3 mana, and they run out of the ability to cast another fog as they're casting their first one, and you have lethal. Sure, go for it then.
I guess never say never in Magic, but for the most part, fighting over fogs is not worth it.
Yeah.
If you're fighting over fog and they have 6 mana untapped and a grip, even if you have lethal, do not fight over that fog.
They probably have a second one. Or
they probably have a third one. Or flashback moments piece.
Or if they don't, they will cast a card draw spell and draw into another one. Like, you just focus on the card draw. And honestly, anyone who has a good understanding of that and is able to leverage that, I feel worse against. Like, yeah, it's.
We're spilling the beans there. Counter the draw twos do not counter the fogs.
Yes.
Yep, correct.
Because you can win. Like, you will beat them before they're able to stream of thought you if you can maintain your pressure.
Mm-hmm. The deck is really, it's card hungry, it's mana hungry.
It's hungry.
It's hungry.
Yeah.
If you starve it, if you starve it, it's over for it. So that was round 5. Round 6.
Took the bye. I think I was against Eric. I think he was on Affinity.
Oh, you drew?
Yeah.
Okay. I think.
Sorry, I took the bye. God.
What? ID there. Okay.
Yeah, intentional draw.
Round 7.
Intentional draw.
Let's go. Easy recap. We love it. It's 7 rounds. Crazy.
That was against Anna, who was a killer.
I'm so glad you got to meet Anna.
She was so cool. She was great. Anna was great.
We love
good
her.
People.
Her and Devin are very, very good friends.
Oh, yeah. They're great.
So that's lovely people.
Yeah. So she, myself, and is it Harlan? for Team Hot Dogs?
Holden.
Thank
Yes.
you. Sorry, Holden. We went and got Popeyes. I got to experience Popeyes for the first time while the last round was going on because we were all locked in top 8.
You not having Popeyes before. That's insane.
But yeah, and then going into top 8, I was matched up against Ellison again. We did not have our match on coverage.
I felt so bad. I'm like, did you get there? I high-fived you. And I looked at Ellis and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I'm pretty sure my opener for game 1 was 4 lands, campfire, weather.
Brutal. So you got there.
Yep.
Then semifinals, you're after there. Back on coverage.
Back on coverage, yeah, to everyone's chagrin.
I gotta commentate all your matches too, dude.
Yeah,
that made me so happy. It wasn't planned. It's just how the crumbles cookie fell.
Yeah, I love that saying that everyone says. Yeah, so Nick was on White Weenie. Knew what he was doing. Knew very well. Like
I want to shout out Nick where game 1. He was swinging with like everything all out, and then game 2 he was very, very thoughtful about
very intentional
where he was putting like this great sword and swinging with like one big guy, one medium guy.
He realized how much value I got out of my tangles and my respites when he swung all out every single turn. Yeah, he was very perceptive in that, and that was really cool like adjustment that he made in game.
These were very, very interesting games. Close game 1 I think was closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think I didn't have a heap gate.
You did not have a heap gate.
I don't think for either of those games I had a heap gate for like the first like 10 turns or so.
It was a minute until you got a heap gate.
So I didn't have the luxury of having some extra mana floating around. So I was a lot more constrained, and I was
strained being meaning like 7 mana.
Right. Yeah. Like I didn't have like 5 extra treasures laying around that I could like put an extra activation into Crypt Rats. And really the mono white matchup really comes down to Crypt Rats versus Prismatic Strands.
Yes.
That is the whole dynamic. I think every time I cast a Crypt Rats,
it is such an interesting dance.
In that match, he casts Prismatic Strands in response, like with the rats on the stack.
Incredibly smart because he's
incredibly smart. Yeah. That is the correct time to do it.
And most of the times too, he had a follow-up Thraben Charm to kill it.
Yep.
So now your Crypt Rats is doing nothing because if you wait, if you're the mono white player, you let your opponent resolve the Crypt Rats, you're like, haha, I'm gonna make them do it now, or I'm gonna make them dump the mana in it.
Yeah.
And then they do it in response, and you flashback it. Either A, you wasted it, or even if they don't have the mana to pump it right then and there, the Crypt Rats doesn't die because the Prismatic Strands prevents all damage.
Yeah.
So the Crypt Rats is there and they can just do it next turn.
Yeah.
So having the foresight to do it with it on the stack and then having the removal to back it up is extremely good.
Yeah. And it's hard because like you need to like...
And when you have that Prismatic Strands, it's a graveyard to do it again.
Exactly, yeah. So I remember I had a Nile Spellbomb, so I was able to like respond to... Or not respond to, but like be able to deal with the flashback version of the Strands. But like, yeah, the Thraben Charm. And that game was a fog. So, yeah. So I don't even know specifically how I went around it, but I remember having to keep fogging and like keep trying to build out resources, but that just let him keep making land drops and keep drawing like more Prismatic Strands and more Thraben Charms. And I was like, oh, I think I eventually did get to a point where I was able to resolve a rat and activate it twice.
Okay.
I think is how game 1 ended. I want to say that I left him with 2 creatures in play because I think that he had like either a Thraben Charm or Prismatic Strands, because I think I went for a Basilisk Gate on the Crypt Rats to keep it alive, and he responded to that. That might have been game 2. I'm not positive. That whole match was a blur. But yeah, we ended up being able to wipe the board and kind of stabilize with our fogs and our life gain, and then eventually kill with a Stream of Thought. Game 2, I know we did successfully get a rats landed and like pumped and like kill with like extra tokens we had. And yeah, got there on that one. He was such a good sport.
He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he was complaining about it the whole time. We were like making light of it. He was just like, yeah, I guess I'm going to swing. I was like, yeah, I got the fog. And he's like, of course you do.
He seemed really chill. I'm like, very happy to be there.
People.
So I'm really glad he top 8'd. He seemed good people.
Yeah, and then in the finals, I played against Anna, who really did me a solid. Because in the top 8, there was Ellison on the Red Black Madness, good matchup for me. There was Nick on White Weenie, good matchup for me. I know there was an Affinity player. That was probably Eric, right? Who was on Affinity, I think.
I can't remember. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think he was telling me he was on the Cryogen Relic.
I was so beat. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't play that matchup, but I would have felt pretty good going into Affinity. Again, talking about like that strategy circle, Affinity lands squarely in the mid range, which is like favored for Fog side. But I was really worried about the Fairies player.
Carl.
Yep.
Who also top 4 this event and the first Common Ground Cup too. So
Yep. Killer. Didn't want to run into him. And Mono Red Madness. Yeah, but Anna was able to take out both of my worst matchups,
which were Faye and Mono Red Madness.
Yep, in the top 8, and then she was kind enough to not beat me in the finals.
Those were very interesting games. To watch
really were. I really did.
Game 1 was a nail biter.
Yeah, it was, and also Anna was just so lovely to play against.
She's incredible.
Really good Magic player, and also just fun to like interact with while playing the game. Like really good, like just sportsmanship dynamic there.
I can't stress enough how great the Magic community is here in Nashville.
I can attest, as someone from South Dakota, where we have one of the best Magic communities in the world. You can tell because of Cameron's laugh how serious I am.
For real, yeah.
It's really good down here, guys.
Yeah, it's great. People complain here sometimes. People complain here about it too.
It's crazy.
About like not enough events and stuff. And
That's crazy.
I'm like, you don't know. You don't even know how bad I had it. You know how bad I had it in our luxury hobby. All in context.
But yeah, I was so fried too by.
Oh my gosh!
Like I remember, I was misplaying so much and just like tapping.
It didn't come up on coverage. I don't think.
That's good. I'm glad.
Like it looked like you played the game pretty fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad. But I know Anna played well. She played to her outs. I feel like Fog probably is just pretty favored in the matchup.
Again,
it's kind of
a fun dance with Prismatic Strands, Three-Bend Charm, but then this time she has access to counter spells.
Yep.
And then she played it really well where she would get a Squadron Hawk, she'd find the other 3 copies, and she would deploy 1 Squadron Hawk, 1 Core Skyfisher. She had 2 Basilisk Gates, pumping 1 or both and getting in there and not playing any more creatures.
Yeah.
She was never letting your Crypt Rats kill more than 2 of her creatures.
And the thing about that was I went through all of my Crypt Rats, and I think she had Thraben Charmed away 2 of them, and my last one was in my graveyard. And I kind of realized just like she's building up a board again. I might need that Crypt Rats. I might need to crack my
but
Campfire in order to get it.
Game of Campfire versus Thraben Charm.
Right. So I'm just hyper aware of her open mana. And if I ever go to crack a Campfire, or if I ever tap out of 2 mana to crack Campfire, I know she's going to get rid of my last Crypt Rat.
So there's a couple spots in coverage where Thomas is like, why is Zach not electing to make a treasure there? I'm like, he's playing around Thraben Charm.
Yep.
Can't let his graveyard get exiled.
And I stopped gaining life with my Campfires too, because when you tap Campfire to gain life, you can no longer tap it to shuffle.
Yep, exactly.
So like you have to stop, like you have to pick one or the other, you have to commit. And if you're trying to hold up with Thraben Charm, you end the turn passing priority to your opponent. They pass back, you go to your turn, so you can't gain life and then go to your turn. So like you just don't end up gaining the life at all.
Yep.
But yeah, that dynamic was really cool and lasted a bunch of turns. I was able to string a bunch of fogs together and just like keep the game going. And at one point I just kind of realized I finally hit a heap gate, make like 6 treasures.
So what, in this match too, you just could not find a heap gate until like late in the game.
Yep. And then I just kind of realized like, wait, like Anna, how many cards are in your deck? She counts and it's like 7. Oh, Stream of Thought X is 4. Like, and it's just like, you got to counter 3 of these in order to not die. And she's like, yeah, you got it. And yep.
So how'd you approach sideboarding this matchup?
I just brought in a couple, I think I brought in 4 blast effects and Ravenscrime. I think that's it. Ravenscrime's so good, guys. It's so good. And so you only need a 1 of, because if you draw it once, it then just impacts the entire game. It's great. Yeah, I don't even remember what I boarded out. Probably some life gain and maybe a fog or 2. That's kind of where you end up trimming. Is like, I don't know. Yeah. But then that game was fun. We had a weird judge call, a Thomas Gunn judge call.
We'll get into that more when I guess I think the main recap would already came out. So they would have heard about that by now.
Probably.
I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Hell yeah.
We'll leave that for them. That was funny.
Love you, Thomas. I appreciate you trying to.
Well, it was Hippo who said something.
Oh, was it Hippo?
Yeah. It was Hippo who noticed it. And then I thought
Thanks,
about
Hippo.
it.
I appreciate it.
I thought about it. I'm like, that's not how cryptic command works. You know? So.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Because like you choose the modes as you cast the spell.
Yes.
And, like if the mode can't.
Exactly.
Right. Because like the way that Pyroblast works is like.
We didn't even explain the situation.
Sure. Yeah. So something that was coming up.
I tried to skip over it, but here we go.
You're good. We're going into it. Every fog game is the same. You're building resources in the early game. You get to the mid game where your opponent's about to kill you and you need to find a way to not die. And then you succeed in doing that. And then you eventually win on turn 20. That's every fog game. The nuances are in that middle bit. We're in the middle bit now.
The nuances are so fun. Like when I was playing against, I think I was playing against Jun Wildfires and I had like 3 collector roofs and I just like stone raid him 3 turns in a row and then played a Basilisk Gate and just killed them through combat.
That's crazy.
It was insane. That was probably the most fun fog I've ever played. The game where I just played a mid-range game.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's awesome. Yeah. You just literally turned into Cog Gates, but in green. Yeah.
Or that, and when I played against Walls, I drew all 3 of my Cryptorats game 1. And
hell yeah.
Cryptorats 1 and 2 ripe the board. Cryptorats 3-1, I just killed them. Life total.
Yep.
Like, that was pretty cool too.
No, but yeah, in the mid game here, Anna had a main deck. Is it Standard Bearer?
Yep.
Yeah. So the 2-mana 1/1 where any effect that could target it needs to target it.
So like your Basilisk Gate.
My Basilisk Gate, which says target creature, not just you control. It can be any creature, which meant that when I resolved my Cryptorats, I couldn't go for that lock of pumping my Cryptorats to make it survive its own ability and then just having the board wipe
and it came up.
Stay on board. It did come up. I had the Cryptorats in play, but I valued the Cryptorats enough. And my idea was like, if she doesn't have a creature in play, she can't kill me. If I can keep my Cryptorats in play, I will win the game. So I was really valuing keeping, or like trying to maintain that as long as possible. I left mana up so that I could activate it if a removal spell got pointed at it. And I could just like...
So another cat and mouse game here.
Exactly. And what I was then playing towards was finding a map token off of an Eviscerator's Insight to be able to pump my rat by 1, so then I could pay 1 to kill the Flag Bearer, and then Basilisk Gate onto the Cryptorats to then wipe the rest of the board. We ran into a situation where I was able to set that up and activate the map, target the Cryptorats, and a very good Magic player realizes I'm going for a win by doing this, casts a Brainstorm. I have a Red Blast, go for the Red Blast. She casts...
Red Blast notably errated to choose one. So...
I think it was Pyroblast that I did first, because I know that Red Elemental Blast is templated slightly differently.
Got you. So which one can target?
I think it's Pyro, because Pyro
Pyroblast
is like destroy target permanent if. So I think you can target any permanent, and then it checks the if resolution. Yeah.
Yes. So Pyroblast is errata text is choose one. Counter target spell if it's blue. Destroy target permanent if it's blue.
So in theory, you can target
a Cryptorats, a Writhing Chrysalis.
Anything that's not blue, you can target it with a Pyroblast.
So you could
target, this could come up if you play like...
if you choose the target creature mode, you have to choose Standard Bearer.
That is the thing. That is the thing.
So, like, but you chose the mode counter target spell if it's blue.
Yes.
Targeting the Brainstorm.
Yep.
And since you pick the modes before the spell, I'm not going to speak to that.
You pick the modes. You pick the modes as you cast the spell.
Exactly. So the spell therefore cannot target that. Like if you have a cryptic command,
because the way that the Flag Bearer is worded is like if you can choose it as a valid target. You have to.
So there was a little confusion.
It's not a spell, so you can't target when you choose the counter target spell mode of Pyroblast. But yeah, that's where the confusion came from. Was like, oh well, you can target it
do you have
with
to target
Pyroblast when you cast it, but because it has that choose, it's confusing. This is why Red Elemental Blast is better.
This is why we have a judge.
This is why we have a judge. Yeah.
And this is why we have a judge.
And that led to a messy. Anna, like in response to me doing that, neither of us thought that it was a problem when it happened in the moment because like we're both in the heat of the game or whatever. Neither of us were thinking about it. So she cast her second Brainstorm, and I Red Elemental Blast that one. And she's like, okay. And then we hear that, oh wait, like whatever, and like then we're both like in it, and like that got all
somebody
messy.
Just wanted to check it real quick. Yeah. Because someone's like, wait, does that how that works? Which is a good point because that is interesting.
I'm glad we looked into it. I'm glad it got fixed.
Well, nothing needed to be fixed, but
that's true. It ended up not mattering at all, and then both Brainstorms got countered. The map token resolved.
She conceded.
Well, the thing is, the map token did resolve, and in my head I was thinking, if this is a fucking land, and I don't get this puzzle counter, but it was.
After all that,
it was like a fog or something. So I got the counter, and then I was able to deal the 1 damage, Basilisk Gate, wipe the rest of the board, attack, and I got the handshake from that, and we got there.
Awesome. Big congrats again, dude. Like I can't like talk you up anymore. Just I told everybody coming to this event, told all my friends, told all the people at the podcast, I'm like, Zach is gonna win this event. I think he's gonna win this event.
Oh, thank you, brother. I
and
appreciate that.
Here you come, you crush it, you play out of your mind. Like again, like a great bracket for you at the end of it, but like there's that mix of luck and skill.
Yep.
And so you played very well. It was very well deserved. You got to drink out of the cup.
I did. I drank out of the cup. So whoever wins Common Ground Cup 3,
you got to drink out of the cup.
don't be a bitch. You have to
drink from the cup.
Our founding fathers did it, and so we have to keep doing it. And also, you have to win with a black-green deck.
It's true. You and full both on the black-green deck. That's insane.
The full father, yeah.
Yeah, the full father. That's hilarious. Any changes you make to your deck going into if you had to play another tournament tomorrow?
I really do think that the main deck is pretty. I'm not going to say solved because we run 61 cards. You can probably cut something to get to. No, you're right. You should add 8. There's a lot of flexibility with Fog. I think a lot of it is season to taste. I know you and I kind of approach sideboarding with it differently. Like,
Very.
I don't really play collector. Collector oof. I always do this.
I do.
Troublemaker oof.
They give me crap too. I think I said in the story I told earlier, so I do it too. No worries. Magic's hard.
It is. There's so many cards and words.
And the fact that we just know what they do by recognizing the art.
My wife was really impressed by that when she was watching coverage.
She should feel sorry for us. She shouldn't be impressed. We have an illness. We have a problem. She should feel bad.
This is our medication. This is how we cope.
She should feel bad for us. Oh. Please do not be impressed. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty into the Pyroblast and like the Hydroblast effects because with all of your gates, you just have the ability to run the best sideboard cards in the format. Which
I'm leaning into it
effects.
more because like with decks that are playing the bridges, I don't really need the extra help from anyone. Yeah. So like I get it. Yeah.
And like you could like board cards that like do slam the door on those matchups. I actually do think you need some form of artifact or enchantment hate for decks that have makeshift munitions and Black Mage's Rod. Like those actually are tools that those mid-range decks
and that's why you're
have
playing
access
that
to.
Construct here card.
Yes.
Not Khans of Tarkir. Dragonstorm.
Dragonstorm. Yeah, Dragons of Tarkir isn't right either, is it?
we're getting there. Fate Reforged.
God damn
it. That's hilarious.
I don't know. They're ripping down a statue of a Tarka like freaking a Confederate statue or something. I don't know. It's actually the same thing if you think about it.
That's insane. So, any changes you'd make, you said? I don't even remember.
In a general field, if I'm trying to approach like I would probably switch out the Hydroblasts for like cast downs or something because that's a little better against walls. Like Hydroblast, you can't really do anything against walls. Like if you're just expecting a general meta, you're gonna be worse against Mono Red Madness, but like you're bad against that deck no matter what. You're better off just praying you dodge it, frankly.
I think I had breath weapons in my board and you didn't. Like I had like one breath weapon or something.
Yeah, I have the philosophy of Crypt Rats is your sweeper and your fogs get you to your sweeper, which I think is fine against the go wide strategies.
I agree.
It is, for me at least, it is a weakness against Mono Red Madness because it means I don't have something like breath weapon to kill Gutter Snipes, but at the same time I justify it because breath weapon doesn't kill Keswick Flame Breather. So
fair. Yep.
Like I don't know how big of a difference
that's
it
what
makes.
The tox analysis is there. The breath weapon.
That's true.
No,
Yeah.
The tox analysis breath weapon.
It does come up. Well, fucking hate.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's lots of room, lots of wiggle room in the sideboard. You look up like a bunch of league lists, you'll see drastically different sideboards from each one.
Yeah, check out Kerblinski. Check out I think it's noob, like _noob_. They play the deck from time to time.
Who was the other person that was winning like top 4 in like every challenge for 3 weeks with the deck?
Was it Ivern OP?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep,
They also play the deck pretty frequently.
Yep.
Yeah, I will hop on Goldfish and I will check out their deck list from time to time, see what they're doing. It's a lot of the same stuff. We're all kind of doing similar things with the deck, I feel like, because it's a pretty solved equation for the most part, and like there's some flexibility in the numbers, but yeah, the just kind of standard card draw fogs and then a big over the top win condition, it beats a lot of the field.
It does because
I think fog doesn't get the play that it kind of deserves to get, though, because it's just so time intensive. Very. And it doesn't appeal to every player. No, it does not. Not
and like
at
same
all.
thing of like if High Tide was like the best thing to do, I don't think everybody would be playing High Tide because it doesn't appeal to every player.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like I genuinely felt like Brood Scale was the best thing to do, and not everybody was playing it because it doesn't appeal to every player.
Well, like 20% of the player base was playing it.
Yeah, which is pretty large.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. Pauper lends itself to these grindy mid-range decks.
Yeah.
Fog takes advantage of that.
Yep.
So
yeah,
here we are.
I really do think that if you are expecting a metagame, and I was kind of expecting this type of metagame in the Common Ground Cup of like, I'm expecting like mid-range decks, I'm expecting like aggro decks, and like I'm not expecting a ton of combo. Before the tournament started, I was hearing chatter of like, oh, we got a lot of combo in the room today, and I was like, well, shit.
yeah. Which is pretty funny, but it worked out.
Yeah, but being able to walk around, I was like, oh, I see 3 Mardu synth players or something like that, and I was like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah. And you got a giant Jigglypuff mill too.
I did, yeah.
So that's pretty sick. Any final thoughts on the tournament of the day and the deck? Anything you want to spit out, shout out?
No.
Do you want people to find you?
Oh God, no. I'm Baby Soft in Discord and on Magic Online. Say hi.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. Yeah, I'll shout that out for you. It's great. We talk in there. I met people from the Discord.
So dope.
Like
Alex
in person. Alex is great. He's so chill.
We love Alex. You met the Bama crew. We love the Bama crew.
Bama crew. Yeah, fuck yeah. Dude.
Yeah. We got some yummy dinner with them afterwards too.
Yeah, that was great.
We were there pretty late. So it was fun. We had a good dinner afterwards. Zach and I split a prime rib. It was so good.
Yeah, it was a 14-ounce prime rib. So we each got 7 ounces.
We demolished it.
It was lovely.
It was very, very good. Shout out to Jonathan's. One last question before we get it done.
Oh my God.
How do you approach the mirror? I'm kidding. Do not answer that. I was kidding.
I do think you were about to say, like, thank God it's not popular because then we don't have to play the mirror. You are so right.
This is how I want to end the episode.
Let me tell you something. So when I top forward that event with 69 card fog, I was running a league like the next day or two later, and I ran into Noob playing my list from the challenge, and I was like, I saw 69 like in the deck like before we started. I was like, wait a minute, is this?
Oh, no.
And then I just see like top gate. I'm just like, oh man.
How'd that go?
Oh, he kicked my ass.
That's hilarious.
We were chatting the whole time, but then at one point he was just like, hey, can you just message me after? Because like we kind of got to like focus on the game because the clock is like, and I was like, oh, fair.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's the one who actually put me on Hydro Blast. He was just like, yeah, we just need to play Hydro Blast. I'm like, you're probably right. Yeah.
That's funny. If people have questions, can I pick your brain on Discord?
Oh, of course.
Cool.
Yeah, just at me on Discord. And
Baby Soft.
Answer whatever. Yeah.
Speaking of, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. You could leave a like and review 5 stars on whatever platform you listen to this on. That would be fantastic. You could join the Discord, which is super cool. We mentioned a couple times already. Awesome community there. Can interact with whoever you want to. Cool people. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you can ask those on the Discord, or you can email us at commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. That's all I got. You got anything? He left the room.
No, I did not. I'm still here, baby.
Let's go cuddle croissant.
I feel like we have, oh my God. Yeah, croissant, come back. I feel like we have so much.
We recorded so much?
Was this 2 hours?
I hope not.
Thomas, I'm so sorry.
Dude, again, thank you for flying out for this, dude. It was a blast for weekend.
Oh yeah,
like even non-magic was really fun. Yeah,
it actually really was. Mm-hmm. And like honestly, that was really nice because coming into it, I was kind of like, you know what, I'm really looking forward to just seeing Cameron hang out with his friends. I've listened, I've developed a parasocial relationship.
I want to watch Cameron hang out with his friends. From
Yeah,
the
I'm
quarter.
a cuck for Cameron and his friends, just like having social interactions. That was something I said to Cameron coming in. I think I said it to Hippo and Thomas. It's just like, I have parasocial relationships with the two of you, as in Hippo and Thomas. Like, I know Cameron. Like, this is a weird dynamic I have with the podcast. I'm like, I'm a perfect stranger to
so
2/3 of you.
That is really, that's funny. I'm jealous. I want to know what that feels like.
It's weird. Oh, you didn't even let me talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh God. No, not.
Yeah,
no.
soulless corporate overlords. I'll tell you what.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, talking about superheroes in empty worlds. You take a
That-
look at Spider-Man MtG. We have legends at common because there's no civilians in this empty husk of a world that's only built for money. God.
That's hilarious.
God. And late stage capitalism who? Like what? Okay, Jesus.